there's three like major factors that I think brings us closer together, you and I, and that is
Music,
metal,
horror.
crippling depression, and Star Wars.
I was gonna say horror instead of crippling depression, but okay. Those two also go hand in hand.
So Star Wars is for those that don't know, we are huge fans of
Da,
Star
da, da,
Wars.
da, 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 da.
Da-da-da-da. Yeah.
Oh well.
Um, are we gonna get copyrighted because of singing that?
I hope
I
not.
don't know anymore. Okay.
Please, Daddy Disney,
Please, Daddy Disney, we'll do anything for you if you don't copyright us.
don't sue.
Don't sue. Okay. We're not monetizing these videos anyway, so
Yeah, who gives a fuck?
yeah. So The Mandalorian is a series that came out a few days ago, I think.
Yeah, about a week ago almost.
Yeah.
November the 12th.
And damn, is it good?
I mean, it's 2 episodes in,
I'm already super hooked.
and
I'm
I'm
super
really enjoying
hooked.
it.
I'm so hooked. Like, by the way, major spoilers if you haven't seen those two. I mean, it's only the first two
Do we
episodes.
also okay? We always include something like this, I guess. Like, but it's obvious that we're going to
Yeah, I feel
be
like
providing spoilers.
I feel like it's kind
Okay.
of redundant to say that we're gonna spoil something
But
because
we are.
we
Yeah, we are.
always like this podcast is about spoiling things. So yeah,
We're spoiled people.
damn.
Oh wait, that's
don't,
not how it goes.
don't put it like that. Jesus. Okay, but yeah, we're spoiling the Mandalorian.
If you haven't watched it, go watch it right now.
Yeah. First spoiler is that it has
We'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get there.
Okay.
First of all,
Okay.
let me just say how cool it is that we're actually getting to see
New
a
characters.
character. Yeah, but like Boba Fett, you know.
It's not.
He's not Boba Fett, I know, but nevertheless, you get to see
not.
a Mandalorian doing way more than just standing there and being cool.
Yeah, because a huge problem that okay. Because this is like in the Star Wars universe, whenever we say something, it's always gonna go into like a huge arc.
Yeah, it's going to always digress.
Yeah.
So let's keep it short.
So no. But what I'm trying to say is the thing about Star Wars, a thing that really that really annoys me about Star Wars is that you have these really freaking awesome characters that are basically wasted. I mean, they're like
there's so many characters that we get introduced in just a single movie that you can't give enough screen time to all of them.
That's true, but like how many minutes of screen time does
Boba Fett has like 3 lines in the entire movie.
No, and
he says something like "as you wish" when Darth Vader speaks to him.
Yeah.
Like, I want him alive, and then he like put him in the cargo hold or something like that, and that's pretty much it. He just stands there and looks cool.
I mean,
and he sold a fuck ton of action figures.
No, but to be fair, the Mandalorians are people that don't really talk much. So
Sure.
It makes sense that he doesn't
Sure,
say much. But it's more, I'm more talking about the actual screen time. Like, he's not in the movie a lot.
No, and he dies in the most stupid way.
Yeah, like, poor guy.
In episode 6.
And
I mean, he technically doesn't die in the expanded universe, but he dies.
Okay,
for all
yeah.
intents and purposes.
But like, and for example, I mean, Darth Maul is another example of this. It's a cool ass character that got wasted in the first movie. And of course the fans keep reviving him again and again, and we get fucking Han Solo that oh sorry.
Yeah, you get to what you ask for with Darth Maul.
Yeah.
He like, yeah. I'm not even going to say anything. I'm not going to go there.
The thing is, this series is doing none of that. The series is not bringing back old characters, at least as far as we know. Is not like basically milking the fan base. It is like respecting the fan base, and it is giving some, of course, the Mandalorians and
Oh yeah,
the
that was my second point actually.
freezing and carbonite and things like that.
Yeah, the amount of references is
It's
also a very cool point. But
it's fan service, but it's fan service done right. That's what I think.
what I wanted to say is that you look at the quality of everything in the set,
Mhm.
and it's legit. It's like it's Star Wars. It's not something that they do with very cheap green screen and
That
cheap
George
props.
Lucas did.
No. Not what I mean. Just like
I know.
minutes ago,
I know.
I
I'm
was
kidding.
like
I'm
skimming
kidding.
channels and Spartacus was on, and the CGI on that, like you see that they're on a very tight budget,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
here it's Disney and they have access to all the things that they would have access in the Star Wars production, and they made it a Star Wars production. So even the CGI, like I remember this one scene in the first episode where the Mandalorian and the droid are cleaning up like an entire,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
before they get to the end, like right before the ending of the
Mm.
episode.
Yes.
And you see that the bodies are not really there, but that was like the only moment. Every practical effect in there is really, really good. It's
It
like it's
is.
done to a point of
Yeah,
um,
it's not a
it's very
CGI. Yeah,
believable.
it's not a CGI fuckfest as they say. It's not like you feel like these particles. Like it feels like real war. That's
Yes,
what it
yes,
feels.
yes, yes. It feels real. Yes, I
Yeah.
agree there.
And even in the second episode when he's climbing, like fighting against the Jawas in the
in
moving.
the moving fortress, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like that also like was a really cool scene. I really liked that scene. Uh, I really liked all the scenes pretty much. Like the scene where he enters like the that place with that
Oh,
guy with the Imperial troopers, and there's like this
yes, yes. Some other thing that we didn't mention is that this is about 5 years or so
after the
after the
fall of the
fall of the
Empire.
Empire. Yeah,
Yes, that's what it
after
seems.
the second Death Star has been destroyed.
Yeah, so basically,
So
yeah.
there are still remnants of the old Empire. This is before the First Order shows up.
Yeah, and
So there's still like there still shows up a guy in the Empire medal and with all the decorum, and some stormtroopers are there.
yeah, when I saw the stormtroopers, I was like,
And
"What?"
the biggest plot point here, in my opinion, is that the not really plot point, but something of note is that people already start to forget about the Jedi. Like it's there. People don't know what the Jedi are.
Yeah,
Like it's like in the original trilogy. Like there are very few people that heard about it, and
yeah,
by
it's
extension, there's
still
very few people that heard about the Force.
yeah, it's still because this is between episode 6 and 7. Episode 7 where you have like the reawakening of Force Awakens. You have kind of the reawakening of all that past Jedi stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And episode 6 you have basically the fall of the Empire, which was like the final like remaining thing that's still like of that past, that I guess ancient past. Well, not ancient, but like
Well, it was ancient history at that point. Like 30 years is a long time. Uh,
apparently in Star Wars 30 years is like a lifetime. I don't understand how that works, but yeah.
it's not well. It wasn't even 30 years if you think about it. Like Luke isn't 30
Luke is
when
like
New Hope
19 or something. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a very short time, and like it's enough for people to forget
Forget.
about a lot of things
Then again, this is like happening across multiple planets, so maybe information kind of gets lost across the galaxy,
Yeah,
maybe? Like quite
as well.
easily. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. It's not realistic. It's fantasy. Like, come on, don't. You have
And
to
I
have
like
some.
I like how the character is written as well. Like with just very few lines, you already know so much about him.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Like when he says that, like I'm a Mandalorian, weapons are part of my religion.
I love that line. That's
Or
so
the
good.
or the one just in the first episode, like the one with there's one I really really like I can bring you in hot
Or I
or
can
I can
bring
bring
you in
you in cold.
cold. Yes,
Yeah,
that says
yeah, that was
basically
really good.
every.
And
That's yeah. That's awesome. So well
the
written.
other one that stuck with me was the no droids thing. Like you see that he has this aversion to droids, which already
Yeah.
played with it in the
That's so
first. They
that's so
already
cool
played with it
because
in the first episode.
yeah because
Do
in
not bad for a droid.
yeah because Star Wars I guess establishes very well that droids are kind of dumb. and
No,
that's
they're pretty useful. I mean, at least the
they're.
ones we get to see. Like
I mean,
R2 is a fucking hero.
yes, but that's R2D2. Like if you look at
He's also pretty lucky.
C3PO and all the other droids. I mean, C3PO is kind of like maybe
If you
an
think
exception more
about
than a
it,
rule.
if you put it into in the right molds, he's very, very smart. How many languages does this bot speak?
That's true.
A lot of them. Like he's
Yeah.
really smart. I mean, he's dumb in terms of interactions.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
he's a bit klutzy because, well, he was built by a child, for Christ's sake.
That's very true. Yes.
Come on.
But that
But
that
yeah, I get your
aversion.
point.
Yeah, but no,
But he does.
but
He's
yeah.
like he's a real loner. That's what you get. Like he doesn't even want the company of a droid.
Yeah, yeah, I find that really
Or maybe
interesting.
he has some backstory with the droids that we are still to find
I
out.
don't
Which
know.
I'm betting on it.
I don't know, but that scene like that little like flashback that he has when the other Mandalorians like is like smithing the part of the armor with
Oh yeah, that
the
was
thing.
really cool. We finally get
That
to
was
see some
very
Mandalorian culture as well.
yeah, that was very interesting
Did you like her
because
helmet? She looked so cool.
yeah, her helmet was actually like a Spartan helmet instead of
Yeah,
being
it
a
looked like it
clone
look. I
helmet.
looked at it and look. This is Mars in female form, or like
Yeah.
Hephaestus in the case, like because she's a smithy.
Yeah, but that's like that was really interesting because I've always drawn parallels between the Mandalorians and the ancient Greeks because they are very like I'm pretty sure they're based on something like that. I mean, their helmets are based pretty much on that
Yeah,
same thing.
some culture. Yeah,
Um,
some Spartan culture or shit.
and when I saw her helmet, I was like, "Well, yep, that's a Spartan helmet."
How
Like,
long did it took you to get that it was a woman? Because I got it like instantly. Like she didn't even need to speak, just the way that
uh,
she was dressed and she presented herself.
I
Like
mean, I
they
think
don't need
I
they don't
think
need a lot to give you so much information
yeah.
about these characters.
I mean, I think I actually kind of had seen her character before. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, when I saw her, I was like, I'm not entirely sure. Like, I think it's the design of the clothes. It feels like I don't know.
Yeah, they did a really good job there.
The designs are great. I love the
Okay.
designs.
Just before we go into um like any other big plot points, can I
Okay.
just tangent really fast to do you know who wrote this?
John Favreau?
Yeah, like what? I had no idea he had like only after this that I found out like that he has so much of his fingers in so many movies and not just being an
Yeah.
actor. And that's really
Yeah,
really
yeah.
cool. Well, if you did know that, I thought it was going to like be another mind blown moment.
No,
But yeah, in
I mean
that case,
he wrote some pretty good stuff. I mean, I think.
let's just discuss what these two episodes, or at least what the first episode's been about, and how
Uh,
this is so good in his guild at collecting other bounties that
uh-huh.
he just takes the darkest job there is,
Yeah, he's like he just
and
yeah,
it turns out.
cuz
Go
he's
ahead. Yeah.
greedy. Like you can tell
It's
from
not
the
even
beginning.
being greedy. It's like, why so slow? He's just so good. I
Yeah,
don't think
yeah.
it's a greedy thing. I just think he is that good.
Maybe. Yeah. Probably.
Um, and how this job turns out that he is working with the Empire, and how it draws a parallel to again Boba Fett and
Yeah,
Jango Fett
exactly. No,
and all
but
of
what's
those
interesting?
characters.
But what's interesting is that like he enters the room and it's so tense.
Tense, right?
You can tell that like he's kind of working for the Empire, but at the same time, he definitely has
Doesn't trust them, of
something
course.
against them. Clearly, yeah.
He doesn't
Um,
trust them. He
I
doesn't
mean,
have to.
technically, Darth Vader also didn't really trust Boba Fett per se. I mean, he said like no
Well, as long
disintegrations.
yeah, as long as it's in their payroll.
Yeah,
Like as long as they get paid, that's what they care. And the way he enticed him with that piece of what's it called, Beskar.
yeah. The
Um,
medal, the
yeah,
Mandalorian medal.
yeah, Beskar.
Yes,
And like what? That was really really cool.
that was interesting. Yeah, how he said
And
like it must go back to your people or something like that.
how the mission was something so mysterious that it turns out to be that he was supposed to kill. You can say it now because you wanted to say it before. Go ahead.
Baby Yoda. Okay, sorry.
A baby Yoda species, like
Yeah,
What?
we don't
What the actual fuck?
we don't even
I
know the name of the species
there's
because
no
of
name for the
because of
species.
because of how mysterious it is. Like,
There's like two or three that I can. No,
no,
there's two that I can name, and
there's
there's one more from the comic books,
yeah.
and one more in a video game. That's how many. There's four characters. This is the fifth one. It's a baby who's 50 years old.
Older than the Empire. I
He's
checked.
older than the fucking. He predates, bitch. He predates
Luke.
the events of Episode One. He
Oh,
predates the
really?
Phantom
He
Menace.
does. He or
He
she.
predates the Phantom Menace.
That's true. That's true because the Phantom Menace. Let me think. If uh
He does.
when
Like if you
Anakin is how old in Episode 6?
make him 50 years old. Like even if he was 50 years old by all the worst estimates.
That's true. Like this baby would still be older than that because I mean not older than Anakin, but
But
as old as Anakin, pretty much.
as old as Anakin.
That's insane. That's insane. And
Where
apparently,
did he come from?
and why are they guarding him?
Why is he there?
And what and like how does the Empire know that he's there? And who is guarding him? Like who are those people? And why is he in a temple? What?
Like he can use the Force. Like he wanted to. In the first episode, you can see that he wanted to heal the Mandalorian. Can we just what's his name? Jaren? Din Jaren? Whatever.
The Mandalorian. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I didn't.
I don't think they ever mentioned his name in the show, but I'm looking at
they
the
barely
credits.
they barely mention like any of the people's
Yeah,
names.
yeah, whatever. I know that he's played by the guy that plays Oberyn Martell in Game of Thrones.
Okay.
And he wanted to heal him. He had a cut in his arm, and the baby got out of his crib.
Yeah.
He was stretching his tiny, cute little
Oh
three.
my god, that was
fingered
so
arm.
adorable. Oh my god,
And this
when
guy's
he
just so stupid, and he didn't understand. I mean, of course, he didn't have meta knowledge. He didn't have the meta knowledge that I have.
yeah,
So
the
he's stupid.
the thing is, this is the first time that this guy has ever seen an alien like this. He probably
Like,
doesn't even know about Yoda, and that's what's so interesting.
how many people know about Yoda? Nobody knows about Yoda. That's
Yeah,
the thing.
because the Empire doesn't
I
want
mean,
them to
no,
know.
lies. Han Solo is alive.
Well, yeah.
Luke is alive. Leia
Yeah.
is alive.
That's true.
Chewbacca is alive.
So they know about Yoda, but they're like
There's
the only
four
people.
people in the galaxy that know about Yoda, and maybe a lot of Wookiees.
Maybe
A lot of Wookiees probably know Yoda.
maybe Wookiees, maybe some other people from the rebellion, probably. I don't know.
But
yeah.
no, because the only person, not even Leia knows about Yoda. She never met Yoda.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
She wasn't in Dagobah.
Luke knows.
Luke is the only Luke and Luke and Chewbacca are the only people to have seen Yoda alive.
That's right. Oh my god. I didn't I need to watch episode 5 again. Yeah. Damn.
That's motherfucking right.
Okay,
And well, Obi-Wan, but Obi-Wan is one with the Force.
well, he's dead.
After the events of Episode 4.
And so is Yoda.
So yeah, if this is after the fall of the Empire, there's two people that know about Yoda. So I don't even know how many people know about Yaddle.
Probably like no one.
No one.
No
one.
Yeah.
And well, now there's a baby, whatever the fuck this is, and he's out and he's very strong. Like
Yeah, he can manage like
he
he's
lifted
only
a fucking
child.
bison. No, he's not a child. I mean, he has the body of a baby, but clearly that is galaxy size brain.
Well, he's technically like Yoda was not much larger than that.
He's so force sensitive. No,
But
but you
yes.
can see like from his dimensions, like his head is way bigger than the rest of his body. Like,
Yeah, no. I mean, he's a child.
obviously, but
It's a child, but yeah, he's very, very, very
he's
powerful.
very sensitive.
very sensitive.
He lifted a rhinoceros. Crossed
Like
with a bison, like with even was
rhinoceros alien.
flexing on that.
Yeah.
What was that? He barely has any teeth showing.
That just shows like that makes like Yoda even cooler.
And that also makes me think, like, how much of it is a marketing stunt? Like, I thought about it,
What do you mean?
and you also thought about it, which is
I
like,
wanted a plushie of that.
I didn't know I needed a baby Yoda plushie so bad until I watched The Mandalorian.
Yes. Like, if it is a publicity stunt, it fucking works.
Oh my god, I want to see more of it.
Yeah, I'm
I
so
never thought I
hooked.
would enjoy it so much. I was very reluctant in
I'm
watching it.
so hooked though.
I have a
Like,
friend
Jesus.
who couldn't stop talking about it. Like, he was really, really enjoying it. And as you know, I didn't watch Solo, I didn't watch Rogue One,
I
and
spoiled
for a
Solo for
very
you.
long time, yeah,
Yeah.
for a very long time, I knew that they were going to make a live action Star Wars show.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
and I never thought I enjoyed so much. It
It's
feels like I'm watching,
fresh.
it feels like I'm watching a spaghetti western, but like in space
Yeah, it feels like, yeah.
with babies.
Yeah, like the premise of a Mandalorian finding a baby uh alien
A baby Yoda,
that is
he's not Yoda.
extremely force sensitive is the coolest premise for a Star Wars series ever. Like, I don't think it could get better than this, honestly.
I mean, how do you even pitch this idea? Okay, so we have Clint is Eastwood dressed as Rocketman, okay? And the executives are like, okay, sure.
And he goes into this desert planet and he fights some aliens and he finds
Uh-huh.
this old child that looks like Yoda,
Oh my god,
looks like a
we need
green
to fund
leprechaun,
this. Say no more.
looks
We
like
need to fund this.
a green space leprechaun baby that can lift objects with his mind.
Say no more. You had me at green. Oh, Jesus. Like, where are they heading with this? Like, I know that
I have no idea.
an episode came out on the 12th and another came out on the 15th.
Hmm.
So are they going to try and pump these out like forever? No, these were just like two special episodes, right?
Uh,
Like, um, because I mean, by the end of, are they always going to end with a cliffhanger like this? Are we always going to find something new about the baby? Because on the first episode we had like a
what was it?
revelation that,
Then it was
well,
there was that. It was like
there's a baby in here, like a baby Yoda.
yeah.
And then like this baby on the second episode,
Is
like this
force
baby
sensitive as fuck.
he's so much more powerful than like he appears to be.
Exactly.
But then again, I could see it from a mile away, like as a fan.
No,
I
no,
could,
yeah, yeah.
when he stretches out the hand and trying to heal him.
I was expecting that. I was expecting that.
Obviously,
But
obviously, it
but
gets to a point that there's no other
yeah.
way out. But
But now
it's still, it's really good because in the first episode, I had no idea that like he could be so powerful, and just the prospect of us finally discovering what they are and what they can do.
yeah, because we've never had like really an insight on what the species is and the actual
No
powers.
info at all. It's
Be-
like one of the biggest mysteries in Star Wars. Is like,
exactly. Who
what
are
is
they?
Yoda? Where does he come from?
Exactly.
What are the origins? Like, are we going to find that all of that?
I wonder if George Lucas like what does he think of this?
I don't know if they have any, if he
Any
has spoken about it.
I'm not sure, but I keep forgetting that the guy's still alive. But yeah, this is very interesting. I'm
Okay.
very
Okay,
interested.
I can tell you something that I just found out. So George Lucas visited the set of The Mandalorian as a birthday surprise for John Favreau.
Oh.
And it was later revealed that he had some level of involvement creating the show.
Okay, okay. So he gave him some insight, probably.
And apparently, there was grand theft of several unspecified items from the set.
What? Hmm.
Okay, cool. Also fun to notice, Do you remember we talking about how cheap the Joker was?
What do you mean how cheap?
Like it cost $70 million to make on the last episode.
Oh yeah.
This show costed Disney for 120 million for 8 episodes.
What?
This whole show is more expensive than the Joker was. I mean,
Wow. Okay.
they pulled no strings.
Nice. Okay.
It's all there. Like I really liked it. It felt Star Wars like even the transitions, the old school transitions from the movies are
Yeah, the
there.
things of like
You can
the
see that this
panning
is a
and
fucking love product,
this is
fashion
yeah,
product,
this is someone that really knows the core of Star Wars and is really doing
and is really
that.
passionate about it. That's
Exactly.
what's so cool.
Yeah, I'm loving it so far. And I'm so hooked. Like I have so many questions like where does he come from? I want to know more about these two characters actually.
I mean, it's pretty obvious where does the Mandalorian come from? Like he's from Mandalore. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
he could be from some other planet and
but
brought
I'm
there, but
curious
I don't think so.
but I'm curious like what is his story? That's like
You could see a glimpse of it. He obviously has a backstory that was hinted at,
it
like
was very
his
tragic.
village getting
Yes.
destroyed.
Yes.
Uh,
By the way, can you remind me of two things because you probably know episode 5 better than I do. I'm not entirely sure, but probably.
Empire. Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Okay, what about it?
Can you remind me why the heck do people freeze criminals in kryptonite?
Carbonite,
In in
kryptonite.
in carbonite. Sorry,
I don't know.
you don't
Show
remember?
off,
But like
preservation.
why are they like why do people want to like
I mean, if you're Jabba the Hutt,
mm-hmm.
and if you just captured Han Solo, wouldn't you show him off as a trophy? And what's the best way to have him preserved forever? He's a tiny human. He's a speck of dust. Like he's going to get old and die. He's going to wither away. Like why not
Yes.
preserve him forever for all to show? Like it's more humane than stuffing him, I guess.
Yeah, it's kind of like making a living statue, I guess.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is that we see that this Mandalorian is doing that to like all the criminals that he's capturing. Apparently, this is a common thing to do.
Also for transportation, like it doesn't require. I don't know. Was there ever a hint of hypersleep in Star Wars?
Uh,
Because this could be like cryopreservation,
yeah,
like in the same level.
I agree.
And if
Probably.
you want to transport something and like it doesn't eat, it doesn't breathe, it doesn't talk,
Yeah, it's
it
much
doesn't
better.
poop.
That's very true. It's
Yeah.
much better than.
And you can just stack them on walls like he had. Like you can just put them up, rack them as trophies, like as
Yeah,
a
yeah.
collection of things. Like
Okay.
think about it, not putting people in cages, but fish in a bucket.
Yeah, yeah. It's
You just cramp as much of them as you can.
yeah,
in that tiny space.
but then that means that because what I thought of, like when I saw that, I thought of oh, so this is kind of like a thing that he does that all the Mandalorians do, or maybe like all bounty hunters do. Um, and I was thinking, so do these guys just like buy from him like? Does it make like is it kind of like a currency or something like do they buy the criminals like for display?
No, it's like you transgress the law. Like there's no actual law, so there's just corporations and there's bounty hunters. Like if you
Yeah.
go against them or you owe someone money, that person will pay a bounty hunter to get you, and they need to bring you either alive or dead. And
Uh-huh.
if you're being too much of a hindrance, well, you either get the not the bullet but the laser, or you get put in the carbonite block.
Yeah. I kind of felt bad for that guy because honestly, he didn't feel like any sort of like dangerous criminal. Like, honestly, I was kind of feeling sorry for him. Like,
I wasn't. You tried to con him.
You tried to what?
He tried to con him.
Uh,
Like he tried to get out of the ship and stuff.
yeah, he was clearly being like a
He was going to be a dick later on.
yeah,
He just played
probably,
it safe.
probably, probably the Mandalorian saw something that I didn't. I don't know.
Also, I just checked, and carbonites were actually used to place people in hibernation, but that was before the invention of hyperdrives.
Oh, okay.
So that technique had brutal side effects, collectively referred to as hibernation sickness. So yeah, there's really no need for carbonite. It's just nowadays it's just an old thing that is still used. Like
Okay. Okay. Interesting. There's a lot
because
of
it can be used like against your will. It's just that
yeah, yeah.
snap freeze.
There's a lot of interesting Star Wars lore that I either forgot or never noticed or just didn't search about because it's such a big universe, man. Like it's such a big thing.
It is very expensive. Like I think about the scale of Star Wars and how big it was before Disney got to it,
And
and
now
how
it's even
little
bigger. I mean,
and
it's not.
how little it matters nowadays.
That's true. That's
And
very sad because it
they
was it
are
was
nevertheless, yeah. Let's put that aside for a moment. And you know, and whoever hears this might already figured out that I am not the biggest Disney fan, but they are trying to do cool stuff with whatever they have. They are trying to. And
yeah.
when they hit the nail, apparently they do it good.
Let's not talk
And
about the times that they failed to do good.
yeah, and that's what we're here for today. Talk about what they did good. And
Yeah.
apparently the Mandalorian is heading in a good direction.
Yes,
And
I'm.
I really, really hope it turns out to be great.
It's probably the thing that I'm looking forward to the most, like even more than episode 9.
Like, and yeah, that's what I wanted to segue into that. And I'm so glad you did because do you think this will have any tie ups with the movie? I hardly doubt it, but I don't know why I got so excited there.
You mean
Because
like
it was something that I had in the back of my mind because the question was lifted in my head, like when I saw the baby Yoda, like could it actually be Yoda? And it very quickly
what do you
turned
mean?
into no,
No,
if
it
it could
couldn't.
actually be Yoda.
No, it couldn't.
Like
He's
why
dead.
not? But you know anything about Yoda species? Like
I
they
mean,
could reincarnate.
I don't I
Yeah,
don't
that's the thing.
know.
You don't know anything
I
about
have
it.
no
But
idea.
then, yes, but then the only argument
Do
I
they
had to disprove my own theory was that in episode 8 we get to see Yoda. Yoda is still one with the Force.
Oh
He's dead.
yeah, that's true.
There's a ghost, a Force ghost of Yoda.
So now the
So,
question is, do they have sex?
like, could it actually be Yoda's offspring? I don't know. Could it be something else? And oh, probably is not even related to Yoda in anything else aside from the
It
species.
doesn't have to be. I mean, Yoda was not like one of I mean, I
Also,
don't know.
the Jedi are celibates, so I
That's
highly
true.
doubt that
That's true.
it would be Yoda's offspring. But again, um, I don't know. I have so many questions, and I really don't know where to even start.
But now I'm
Could it
thinking.
tie in with the movie? I don't know. I really think that
I mean,
maybe not with this one, but with whatever they are going to do next. Maybe I don't know.
I have no idea. But the
Or
thing
maybe it'll be
is,
self-contained.
so we know that Yoda was like, if not the most powerful Jedi, he was one of the most powerful Jedi's to ever exist. And
Well, you can. I can't name. Probably there are. I don't know as much as I wanted to about Star Wars. I will admit that.
there's people that say Luke is actually stronger than Yoda. But I doubt it. I doubt
Let's
it.
look at. I mean, looking at feats. Like
Yoda can lift
I can.
almost anything.
I don't know. Anakin is very strong.
Anakin is super strong.
I don't know if we should interpret the going into the deep lore of Star Wars. I don't know if we should interpret
The midichlorians.
the chosen one prophecy. Let's not go into midichlorians. Not that
Okay, okay.
deep of lore. Okay. I don't know if we should even consider the prophecy of the chosen one as being like the strongest Jedi to ever show up
I don't
is
think
the Chosen One.
I don't think so.
Um,
I
yeah,
think in
I
in
also
my
don't think
in
so.
my heart, I think
But
Yoda is the strongest one, not in any of the Star Wars movies, but before. He used
yeah,
to
and
be the
like
strongest one
he's
because he's
never at
super
his
old.
peak.
He's super
Yeah,
old.
that's it. Like he's 500 years old, for
Yeah,
Christ's
exactly.
sake. Like the man is not at his peak
Yeah,
at
so
all.
so if so now my thing is, if we saw the feats of Yoda when he was like super old, and we see the
And they were
feats
already impressive.
and they were already impressive, and we see the feats of this baby Yoda that's not even like that barely like
Trained.
probably
He's
can.
just he can just intuitively feel the
Yes,
force.
exactly. So now my question is, when this baby grows up and he gets actually proper training, what the hell is he going to be able to do?
Planet bursting. Power!
And my other thing is, if we see that Yoda has this power, and if we see that this other kid has this power, then does that mean that all the members of the species are extremely powerful, like in the Force? Like, is it an actual
Could
the
it be
actual
that
species?
they're all very that just they could just be in tune with the force by nature, like that? They
Exactly.
just vibe
What if
at the
what
same
if it's
frequency as the force.
what if it is kind of like
A planet of Jedi's in power.
I don't know, kind of like imagine like in Dungeons and Dragons you have the Feywilds. Imagine kind of like the Yoda species being like one of the like the Fey species where they already have magic like inside of them. What if it's like that? What if like the Yoda species is one of those species that kind of were born from the Force or something like that? I don't know.
Maybe,
It's an idea.
maybe,
It's an idea.
maybe. I mean,
It's fascinating to think about, I
have
think.
we already talked about like we're obviously digressing from the Mandalorian.
No, it's fine. It's Star Wars.
But have we talked about how in the new canon for Disney, they
Oh yeah.
confirmed who is Anakin's dad?
Wait, but it wasn't Anakin's dad like wait, can't remember.
Like, there's like when Qui Gon approaches Shmi Skywalker. That's her name.
Okay.
When Qui Gon approaches her and asks her who's the dad, that she just says, "There's no dad." Like immaculate conception.
Oh,
That he was born
from the Force.
from the Force, but
Kind of
we
like
all know that's not true.
Jesus.
We all know that's not true.
Yeah.
And I've
Okay.
had a theory.
I never
quite
thought
some
about
time.
this.
That's when in when in episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, there's the theater scene.
Oh, when
The tragedy
Palpatine...
of Darth Plagueis the Wise.
Yes, when Palpatine is... Oh yeah, he actually
He could
kind of, like,
create life. That's what he says. He could create life.
create
He takes
the
weird ass look at Anakin.
that. Oh yeah, I never thought about it that way. So create what he's literally saying is create life. He literally
What
saying
he's literally saying,
he can basically
is that he
create
is
people.
Anakin's dad.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
that is confirmed in the comic books.
Oh,